Can I Not Marry audio web novel Chapter 18 Leniency to those who confess, severity to those who resist. Since becoming an adult, for the first time Lacey realized what comes out of her mouth can cause trouble. Until her shift ended, she was still troubled by issue of trying the condoms. Who told the president to be so aggressive, causing her convulsively agree to the promise, and it's too late to back down. Trying a condom isn't like trying cosmetics, you can't just casually apply it on the face and be done. Does she really need to find someone to use it on? Thinking to this point, Lacey wanted to kill herself at the condom counter. Well, things have progressed to this point, she can only take it one step at a time. When Lacey trudged wearily out of the mall, Fu came to say goodbye to her. "Co, be careful on the road, remember to try it tonight. She stumbled and nearly fell at the gate. Manager, can you not be so horrid? It was a very long way home. When Lacey arrived at the front door, she hesitated for a long time, before she finally pressed the doorbell. Moments later, old Yu had appeared to open the door for her. Seeing old Yu, Lacey decided to gather intelligence about the enemy. Old Yu, is the president home yet? Reporting to Madam, the president have just returned and is now waiting for you in the dining for a meal. Then, did the president say anything? Reporting to Madam, upon returning the president haven't spoken. She finished. Lacey was frightened, the president has been so angry with her that he wouldn't even speak. Then how did the president's mood appear? Reporting to Madam, the president's mood didn't look very good. At the moment, Lacey's mind rotated 3 words, she's done for. Maybe tomorrow newspaper headlines will be the lonely women plunge into the rich and powerful, the angry president divorce his wife. Or the story behind the hidden violence within the rich and powerful, or unequal marriage will hurt who. Just as Lacey was making blind and conjure thoughts, she was surprised to find that things didn't develop like she imagined. When she hung her head and walked through the door ready to fight the president. The president did not scold her, nor beat her, however he did something worse. The president ignored her. In retrospect, this psychological is actually the same when a child does something wrong and hopes their parents will scold them. Lacey had to admit that she didn't discuss with the president before starting her job at the mall. She also didn't go visit the old madam at the hospital like the president asked, indeed she went overboard. But why didn't the president make things hard on her in public? Making things difficult for her was enough, he also used the silence tactic to have a cold war with her. This unexpressed bitterness, it's like hanging in midair, it's really not great feeling. Therefore, Lacey didn't even eat a few mouthfuls of the dinner, and listlessly returned to her room. Upon returning to her room, she has been anxious and distracted. What are the president's intentions? In the morning he forced her to agree trying the condoms, now he won't talk to her. Is this the calm before the storm? Going forward, it's likely to engage in a series of brutal reprisals. Thinking of this, Lacey was scared. The president's revengeful character is obvious, he hasn't taken revenge yet, it does not mean that he will not later. It is like compound interest on a shark loan, the interest increases bigger and bigger until it finally crushes a person alive. Oh, my God, she didn't want to suffer such an early unfortunate life of a beautiful girl. Horror ideas are stimulated within her brain. Lacey finally made a bold decision, she wants the president to confess to reduce the severity for resisting. Facing the death penalty is better than frightening herself. Before the president have taken any actions, she would have died as a beauty, right? After she made up her mind to come clean, Lacey searched on Baidu, 1, on the first step of apologizing. Baidu God says there's 4 steps to apologizing. Step 1, admit your mistakes, such as, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Step 2, experience against the harm caused, such as, I'm not supposed to X. Doing so has made you X. Step 3, commitment to future actions, such as, I'll be X. Step 4, it is critical to flatter the other person, such as, a great man rarely stoops to pettiness or harbors grievance for past wrongs, please let me off this time. Finally, There is also a note that your apology attitude must be sincere, to make them think that your apology was from the heart, rather than cheating on their feelings. Understand the 4 steps above. Do Lacey confidently out of her room, and arrived at the president's door. The door was half closed with light shining through the cracks. Thump, thump, thump. She gently knocked on the door. There was no response from inside the room. Just as she was getting ready to knock again, the door suddenly opened, then the president's slender figure was within her vision. He was just wearing a shirt, his buttons were all unbuttoned, exposing his lean chest. His hand was holding the door frame, staring down at Du Lacey. The soft lighting contrasted his sharp eyes. "What's the matter?" Lian Jun coldly asked. I. Facing such scene, Du Lacey began to stutter again. She suppressed for a long time before weakly said, "I've came here to apologize." After she said this, her head once again lowered. However, she can obviously feel Lian Jun's glaze on her. It was a long time before Lian Jun spoke. "Come in and speak." Then, the door opened. Du Lacey hesitated before stepping in. This is her second visit to the president's room. It is considered malignancy. No matter what, she will have the ability to adapt. But she was more uneasy and nervous than previously. She kept repeating the Baidu apology steps in her head. What was the first step again? That's right. First is to admit your mistake. Du Lacey looked up and was about to speak, but was interrupted by Lian Jun. "You sit for a while, I go to take a shower." Then before Du Lacey could respond, the president had already gone into the bathroom, leaving Du Lacey standing in the room bewildered. There's no such steps on the Baidu link. Precisely because of this, Du Lacey deliberate her steps and could only stand like a wood within the room, waiting for the president to come out of the shower. This sort of waiting was like waiting before the execution to start. The more quieter it is, the unbearable one felt. The intermittent sound of water coming from the bathroom made one's mind distraught. When the president comes out, what should she say first? Should she apologize or explain the reason first? No way. Not right. She should follow the steps. To admit error is most important. "It's all my fault. I was ruthless. I have no righteousness. I'm vexatious." No. It seems a bit too sentimental. Let's change. "I was wrong. I have wronged society. I have wronged the people. This seems a bit too serious. I was wrong. 1,000 deaths will not atone for my crimes. Wait. Isn't this adding oil to the fire?" When Du Lacey was worrying about exactly how she should confess her fault, the sound of water suddenly stopped, then the bathroom door opened. The president came out.